Hello. So the title of this video is Important Pages on Your Site, and the purpose of this video is to describe what are the important pages your website should have. So let's start with determining factors for your website page types. The first factor is the purpose of your site. There are different types of website you can have. For example, if your website is a portfolio site, you might need different sets of pages. If you are a service website, then you might need a different pages. Same goes for blogs, affiliate sites, e-commerce and SaaS. So the purpose of the site will determine what kind of pages you will have on your website. And the second is conversion goals. Suppose your goal is to get people to download your checklists or any kind of thing, or get people to contact you, or you are thinking of getting more leads from your website, maybe signups or getting people to purchase from you. These kind of goals can influence the type of pages you will have on your site. So, from an SEO point of view, every website needs to include a few necessary pages. This is only a reference point and it is not important that you should include all of these pages. We will talk through each page and you will decide for yourself whether or not you will want this page on your website or not. So here is a list of important pages on your website. The pages are home page, which is kind of the obvious one, about, contact, product or service pages, blog, privacy policy and terms of service. So let's talk through each of these pages. The first page we are talking about is the home page. Home page is considered to be the primary entry point for crawlers. It is also the first point of contact with your visitor because most of the time people will get to know you through your home page. The next point is that it establishes website purpose. Along with this, it includes links to other key pages of your website. When you're describing things on your homepage, you obviously include links to other pages such as your product pages, your service pages, contact, about, or other important pages on your website. So users and crawlers understand what are the important pages on your website. And the last point is that generally it attracts the most amount of links. So whenever websites are linking to your website, it can happen that they will link to your homepage because it is the safer choice. If you have blogs on your website or you write articles, then it can happen that they also will attract backlinks. But generally saying the homepage will attract the most amount of links. So it is important that your website has a homepage and it clearly says the purpose of the page or the purpose of the website. The next page that we are talking about is the about page. About page is a great place where you can share your story, tell users about your product, your services, who you are and everything related to it. And it builds authority and trust within your users, which is also called EAT, and it stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness and trustworthiness. The next point is that it builds transparency. This means that users will know that you are a legit business and a legit website and you are not trying to scam them. And it communicates your message to your visitors. This means that they will know who you are, why you have made this website, what is your business about, and everything related to your business. And visitors can learn about the people behind your website. You must have seen that some businesses includes info about their team on their website about page, like who are the specific people behind every single thing. This is a great thing to do because visitors will know who are these people and what do they do, and they will build trust with your website. The next page that we are talking about is the contact page. The contact page of a website is more important for some kind of website other than others. These kind of website that we are talking about mostly comes under YMYL or your money or your life kind of website. It is not important to have a contact page for an affiliate site, but it is important that a website that processes information, or it is about a financial website, or it is about a health website, then it is important that they should have a contact page appropriate with appropriate kind of contact information. The next point is similar, that sites that process information from users should have a contact page. Information can be anything like email addresses, phone numbers, or something much bigger, like you are getting people to sign up on your website, you are a SaaS kind of website. So if you process any kind of information, if you take any kind of information from your users, then you should have a contact page. And the last point is that there should be some information about who the creator of the content is, unless there is a good reason for anonymity. This means that there should be some kind of information about who the website is, who the owner of the website is. Even if you are saying 2-3 lines worth of content in your about page, but it should be there, and the Google search engines and users should know who is the person behind this website. Unless there is a good reason you don't want to tell your information to public. So this is a screenshot from Google Search Quality Evaluator guideline, and it clearly states that the type and the amount of contact information needed depend on the type of website. You can pause this video and you can check out this. I will also include the link to this guideline in the description so that you can check it out. It basically tells you that the contact information is important for some kind of website more than others. So for example, if you are handling money, or you are a store website, you are a bank, credit card company kind of website, then you definitely need a dedicated contact page so that users can contact you whenever a problem occurs. And it tells you basically what kind of website needs contact page and different scenarios. So it is a good read, and you should definitely give some time to read this. Again, this next slide is all about what I have discussed before, that it says that we expect most websites to have some information about who is responsible for website and who created the main content, and some contact information unless there is a good reason for anonymity. This is the same thing, and it is again from the Search Quality Evaluator guidelines. You should include some sort of information, like it is not important that you include your contact information or your personal home address if you are a single person and you are operating from your home. But yeah, there should be some sort of information about who you are, and that could mean including a about page or a contact page. Again, there can be scenario like if your contact information is just like your email address and your phone number, then you don't want to include a whole separate page for all of these, but include these information either in the navigation or the about page or anywhere else. This information should be accessible for all the users. The next page we are talking about is the product or service page. This means that if your business is offering any kind of service or products, then you should have a product or service page. When we talk about products, it's more inclined towards the e-commerce side of things. An e-commerce site is all about products. If you are providing services, so let's say you're providing 5 services, then you can make 5 different pages about your services and describe in each of the page what your service is about, who is this service for, and include the relevant info on your page. And things like testimonials, FAQs, and case studies help decision making by providing valuable insights and real life experiences. This is more from a user standpoint, that if a user is coming to your service page, then you should include helpful info like testimonials, FAQs, and case studies. These will help build trust among your audience, and they will help them make your decision whether or not they will want to buy your services or not. And this point is mainly for service pages, although product pages also have testimonials, they have reviews. Testimonial may not be the correct word. They also have FAQs to show what their product is about and common questions. The next thing that we are talking about is blog. Again, having a blog on your site is optional. However, there are a few benefits of having one. Blog is not just a single page. The main slash blog page on your website will be an archive page that will include all of your posts. I'm talking about the each post that you will make. Maybe you have tens or maybe hundreds of posts on your website. I'm talking about those posts and not the archive blog page. The biggest advantage of having a blog is that it helps increase awareness and in traffic, because it is not important that your service pages or your home page, about page alone will get a lot of traffic from search. But if you have a lot of posts on your website, relevant and quality posts on your website that actually helps user, it will help boost awareness about your business, your brand, and it will help in increase the traffic, which can help in conversions and sales. The next is that it helps answer users question. Suppose you are making posts about anything related to your niche, and in those posts you are including how your product or how your service can help these issues, then your users will know additional use cases for your product or your business, and it helps answer their questions about your services. And a great point why a blog is important, that it attracts backlinks. If you're thinking of doing SEO on your website, then having blog is very essential. And in order to rank or get traffic, then backlinks are very essential, and the blog posts that you will make will help attract backlinks if you actually plan on making good posts. And again, it builds trust and authority amongst your audience, because you are being authoritative by telling everything about your product or your service. It can happen that your competitor are not on the blog side of things yet, they only have service pages. So if you decide to make blogs and address relevant things on your blog pages, then it can give you a competitive edge, and it will help you build your trust and authority amongst your audience. The next page that we are talking about is privacy policy. Again, having a privacy policy page is optional, but there are some scenarios where you might need one. So the first thing is very obvious, like if you gather any kind of information from your users, information cannot just be like you are getting your email, their email addresses, their phone numbers or things like that. It can be things like you are tracking their analytics, and you are using cookies, and you are showing them advertisements or something like that. Then you might need a privacy policy page. And some tools, like if you are trying to sign up for tools like Google Analytics, they require that you should have a privacy policy, because you are collecting data from your audience in the form of tracking. And the last point is that being compliant with the GDPR also means having a privacy policy. If you want your website, your business to be GDPR compliant, then you have to have a privacy policy on your website. The last page that we are talking about is terms of service. And again, this is very optional, but if you don't gather any kind of information, or you don't have any sort of financial info, or you don't collect payments or something, then you might not need it. But yeah, there are some scenarios why you might need it. So the things are that it helps protect your business from legal issues. The next is that it prevents users from misusing or abusing your website services. It can happen that your website offers a tool or something, and people don't know how to use it or how much to use it. There is a fine line between using a tool and then abusing the tool. Then it can help you to establish those guidelines, that how a user should use your tools, and it helps protect the site intellectual property, like your copyright and your images and your content and things like that. The last point is that it ensures that user comply with the website terms. And that brings us to the conclusion. So the first point is that types of pages on your website will depend on your website purpose and your business goals. If your business is service website, then you may need a home page, about page, service pages, and maybe a contact page. And if your website is specifically focused on affiliate website, then you might not need product or service pages, but you may need a blog page, not just a blog archive page, but the posts. And another thing is that important pages to consider include the home page, about page, contact, product, service page, privacy, and terms of service. These are some of the important pages. It is not important that you may need to have all of these pages. We already talked about the scenarios, but yeah, these are some pages that every website should have. And if you're unsure about which kind of pages you should have on your website, then understanding your website purpose and data, the kind of data it collects, will help you determine what kind of pages are necessary for your website. So for example, you are a service uh, website, but you also have made checklists and forms or things like that, and people need to fill up those forms to get checklists or maybe templates or things like that. So you are collecting some sort of user data. You are collecting their, maybe their name, their phone number, their email addresses. So this means that you should have a privacy policy page because you are collecting data. And this video can help you understand what kind of pages you should have on your website. And that's it for this video. I will include all of the links, like the search quality guidelines and the link to the slide, so that you don't have to write or make notes about anything. So yeah, thank you.